Ladies and gentlemen, beloved, we are no longer in ordinary times. We are not living in a season of coincidence, but of divine convergence. I speak to you not as a man, but as a voice in the wilderness, crying out to a generation that must awaken before the midnight hour strikes. This is a prophetic summons. This is a divine appointment, and this is not for everyone. This is for the chosen. If you are watching this before July 1, 2025, know this: it is not by accident. Heaven has called you to hear this message because the line is being drawn, the shaking is intensifying, and the veil between what is seen and unseen is growing thin. It is no accident that you are hearing this before July 1, 2025. This moment in time is not simply a date on a calendar. It is a prophetic marker set by the hand of the Almighty. Throughout the scriptures, God has always appointed divine windows of time to call his people to attention, to repentance, and to readiness. July 1, 2025 is one of those appointed thresholds. Just as he gave Noah warning before the flood, just as he sent angels to Lot before the fire fell on Sodom, so now he gives a final call to the chosen before the next shaking arrives. This date is not about fear. It is about preparation. It is about mercy calling out before judgment, love calling forth before shaking, and destiny calling to the faithful remnant before the door closes. Many will look at this date and feel nothing. They will continue on in distraction, in comfort, in compromise. But to the ones who have ears to hear, the Spirit is whispering, awaken, watch. For what comes after will test the foundation of every life. The world will see July 1 as just another day, but the people of God must see it as a turning point, a final call to consecrate, to get their house in order, and to step into alignment with the kingdom. For just as Passover was a moment of protection and Pentecost a moment of empowerment, so this season marks a divine crossroads. The time for indecision has passed. The time to choose whom you will serve has arrived. After July 1st, the world will grow darker and the shaking will intensify. But those who have heeded the voice of the Lord before this threshold will walk under the shadow of his wings. They will not fear the arrow by day or the terror by night. They will be sealed, not with the seal of man, but with the mark of heaven. If you are watching now, you still have time. This message is a lifeline, a holy trumpet blast echoing across the earth. The cry is for help. The cry is for help. The cry is for help. The cry is for help brings everyone who is lost under the shadow of his wings. They will walk under the seal of man, but with the cry for help, the cry is for help. The cry is for help brings everyone who is lost under the shadow of his wings. They will walk under the seal of man, but with a cry for help, the cry is for help. The cry is for help. The cry is for help. The door is not yet shut, but soon it will be. Chosen one, don't delay. Step into your divine appointment. The clock is ticking, and eternity waits. In every generation, there comes a moment when God draws a line, a holy separation between those who merely profess his name and those who live wholly for it. We are standing at such a moment now. The Lord is not merely calling, he is separating. He is making a distinction, not based on appearance, titles, or religious activity, but on the posture of the heart. The time of lukewarm Christianity, comfortable, convenient, and compromised, is coming to an end. What is unfolding now is a refining fire, and only those who walk in covenant, purity, and boldness will endure what is to come. This is not the time for casual belief. The shaking that has begun across the earth, political unrest, wars, plagues, spiritual confusion, is only the beginning. The shaking is not the judgment itself, but the mercy before judgment. It is heaven's way of removing every false foundation so that what cannot be shaken may remain. And as the storm intensifies, the Lord is searching, not for the popular, not for the religious elite, but for the faithful, the ones who have not bowed to Baal, the ones who refuse to mix light with darkness, the ones whose allegiance is not to culture, but to the King. This is the hour of the remnant, the chosen within the called. Jesus said, "Many are called, but few are chosen." But I tell you, even fewer choose to live as chosen. And I tell you, even fewer choose to live as to be chosen is not to be celebrated by man, but to be set apart by God. It means walking against the current, bearing the reproach of righteousness, and standing when others fall. It means being a light when darkness becomes law and truth becomes hate speech. The Lord is sifting his people. He is allowing trials not to destroy us, but to reveal us, because the days ahead will not tolerate spiritual apathy. Only those anchored in truth, filled with the Spirit, and clothed in humility will shine in the chaos. If you feel the pull to go deeper, if your spirit is restless with the state of the world, if you long for more than surface-level religion, then you are among the separated. You are not called to fit in. You are called to stand out. The line is being drawn. Which side will you be on when the fire falls? To be chosen is not a badge of honor. It is a summons to surrender. It is not a spotlight. It is a call to the secret place. In the eyes of the world, the chosen may look ordinary, unnoticed, or even rejected. But in the eyes of heaven, they carry something sacred. The mantle of the chosen is not granted to the proud, the passive, or the pretenders. It is given to those who have counted the costs, laid down their own agendas, and said, "Here I am, Lord, send me." Being chosen by God requires something deeper than belief. It demands consecration, devotion, and a life laid fully on the altar. You cannot walk in the authority of the chosen if you are still clinging to the idols of this age. The idols may not be carved from stone, but they live in the heart. Pride, comfort, compromise, lust, greed, and fear. And the Spirit of the Lord is saying, tear them down. Every idol must fall. The fire of revival does not fall on flesh. It falls on sacrifice. Before God uses a vessel, he cleanses it. Before he anoints a warrior, he tests them. And before he commissions the chosen, he calls them to consecration. Many desire the crown, but few are willing to bear the cross. Yet it is in the crushing that the oil flows. It is in the wilderness that the voice is forged. It is in the breaking that God builds his strongest ones. If you have felt isolated, rejected, or misunderstood, it may be that God has been hiding you for such a time as this. He hides his chosen to shape them. And now he is calling them out of hiding to stand, speak, and shine. The chosen are not perfect, but they are surrendered. They don't have all the answers, but they know the one who does. They don't seek to be approved by man, but to be obedient to God. Their hearts burn with holy fire, and their lives are marked with the fear of the Lord. These are the ones heaven trusts with the secrets of his heart. And in these final days, the Lord is raising up such people, not to blend in with the crowd, but to stand as holy witnesses of his glory. If you are one of them, the time to delay is over. Step forward, burn bright. The King is calling. There comes a moment in every chosen life when the voice of God interrupts the ordinary with a call that cannot be ignored. That moment is now. The time is no longer future, it is present. The hour is not approaching, it has arrived. The Lord is not simply calling his people to believe, he is summoning them to rise. The season of silence has passed. The age of passive faith is over. Heaven is issuing a charge to the chosen. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. Darkness is covering the earth, spiritually, morally, culturally, but in the midst of it, God is igniting a remnant with the fire of his presence. They will not cower. They will not blend in. They will not apologize for truth. These are the ones who understand that light was made for darkness. They are the Esther generation, the Elijah company, the Daniels in Babylon. They were not placed in this hour by accident. They were appointed to it. You were appointed to it. And you were not just appointed to survive it, you were called to shape it. But the time to prepare is not tomorrow, it is now. Lamps must be filled with oil, armor must be put on, the voice of the bridegroom is near, and his spirit is stirring those who are willing to leave behind comfort for the cause of the kingdom. It is time to stand on truth, even when it costs you. It is time to walk in holiness, even when the world mocks it. It is time to pray with power, fast with urgency, and declare the word of the Lord with fire and conviction. The chosen are not just spectators in the unfolding of prophecy, they are participants. They are those who pray until chains break, speak until the heavens open, and love until the hardest hearts are pierced. Their lives are altars. Their prayers are weapons. Their obedience is warfare. If you hear this call, it is because you were born for this very moment. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too small. You are chosen, and the time to rise, to speak, to shine, and to stand apart is now. Delay no longer. Destiny waits. Ask ChatGPT. You see you?